Thank you so much. And before I just bring you this wonderful man, I want to just tell you something about our company, how I got into Opulence Global. I launched my Opulence Global business just in 2021. And this is because I wanted to supplement my income. I'm a businessman based in Nakuru, Kenya, and I've launched my business. And so far, I've seen the business grow. I'm building a team here and outside this country, where we say that you are building locally and growing globally. That is happening right now. And I'm so happy. Let me just bring you the bio for our presenter this morning or this afternoon. I want just allow me to bring the bio shortly. Let me find it right here so that I can, yes, let me just get it right there. Wonderful, wonderful. This is amazing, I tell you. It's just so nice to be here this morning. So, okay. I hope you're able to still, you're able to hear me clearly. Are you able to hear me? Okay. So our presenter this today is somebody I've met, and I was so excited to have met him on the cruise ship. This is none other than the person who has really challenged many of us, and we look up to him. He's a great leader. He graduated from the University of Toronto in software engineering and worked for IBM and TELUS, and was earning $80,000 a year salary. He joined Opulence in 2007, and now he is the company's youngest millionaire, a lifestyle director who qualified for the luxury car program and drives a prepaid luxury car for the company at $200,000 Telsa P90D. He has reached $100,000 a month in earning, and more shockingly, with only 7,000 people in his organization. That's amazing. His team now has over 24,000 people in over 110 countries around the world. He is happily married after proposing to his wife, Heidi, with a $47,000 Ferry-Mosh 21K gold ring, now worth $80,000. They have two young boys, Rex and Leon, and enjoy traveling the world with his family. He just made recent purchase building his custom $5 million home. He's here to support us and train us. Rene is a founding member and a shareholder and sits on the company's CEO's advisory board. He has also received the youngest award in the company, the President Cup Award, twice. Amazing. Allow me just to introduce Rene Liao. Rene, please take over.
Thank you so much, Elijah, for the wonderful hosting, and congrats to you for stepping up to becoming our host of the call. So again, congrats on that, and thank you for the kind introduction. All right, well, good evening, everyone. I know that you just saw a brief glimpse of our CEO. If you did just now, of course, after the wedding, he still has his family in town, and he asked if I could help him take over the call. I said, absolutely, of course, I would love to. And I love doing these calls because I think it's a great time to be able to discuss many different things. And of course, more importantly, how we can help you have more success, of course, in your business. So once again, wanted to wish everyone a very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. And not too late to send a quick reminder to all of your team members to join tonight's call. And I thought it'd be kind of nice and fitting to start out tonight's call, just kind of, I guess, recapping a little bit, I guess, of my experience. I was very, I guess, blessed to have been, invited to Ramin and Santa's wedding. I've known them for almost since the company has started, and definitely, have gotten pretty close to, of course, both of them, which is great because it's helpful when, of course, when you have some leaders that can become close with corporate. And that's one of the really great bonds that we do have, of course, in our company. But, one of the most amazing things is just even for myself, being at a wedding like that. And I've been to many weddings, mind you. My own, of course, a wedding and my honeymoon in the Maldives was really nice as well too. But of course, definitely our CEO, and our SVP, they would not have anything else but a opulent wedding, and it was insane. I'm talking about, just one after the next surprises, from white beautiful doves being let go as part of the I guess the Persian culture, I think it is, to they were actually hand rolling cigars at the actual site. I mean, the hors d'oeuvres were just endless. I mean, I even tried to make sure I wasn't eating too much before the dinner started, and it's hard because they had just open bar of oysters and of course beverages, fireworks. I mean, like, you name it, definitely, performances. Just the best of the best. Everything they had, even fireworks and sizzles on the inside. So for me, it was a great, even for myself, a really huge eye opener, if you want to put it that really just gives me more goals for myself, of course, to reach the next level. And one of the things that I want to mention is, I'm sure all of us here, right? Just if it's happening to you, say but I'm sure you all know someone who's wealthy, right? And I find oftentimes people that I talk to, for some reason, they like to talk about their wealthy friends. Now, so again, if that's you and you know some wealthy people, or perhaps you've heard of other people who are always talking about this person that I know is so wealthy, they have this boat, they have this house. We all kind of do that, right? And of course, so yeah, this quick raise of hands here. So just raise your hand, or just give me a thumbs up or emoji, or say I. But how many of you, of course, have heard of yourself or other people who often like to talk about how rich someone else is, right? And yeah, okay, it's very normal. We might do it, and of course, we hear others do it. And I think that the nice thing about all of us here who are in Opulence Global is when we see wealth, you know, or when the main difference between us seeing the wealth and perhaps other people talking about the wealth that they see is that at least here in Opulence, we can see a roadmap on how we can get there. I think it would be insane and just tormenting to see wealth like that, but know that you're kind of stuck where you are. Does that make sense? Like knowing you have a vehicle to get there and letting that become your motivation is the big thing I took away from Ramin and Santa's wedding. Of course, I'm so happy that after 16, 17, 18 years, they finally got together. And that's great for all of us here at Opulence Global Family, because they were always, working together. And now they actually are officially, husband and wife. But I think it's great that the main difference with us here in Opulence is when we see wealth, whether it's in your hometown and maybe it's something like that, at least you have a vehicle to get there. I can only imagine if I was still working as a programmer, at IBM or TELUS where I used to work, and that's all I did. And I would attend a wedding like that, and then I think it would be almost more depressing because you're thinking, well, I can't really have that kind of a lifestyle. And so it's just so amazing that we here, of course, in Opulence Global, we have a way, and you have a way. You have a multi-million-dollar business that is waiting for you to build it up. And not just that, but to pass it down to your children, but it's waiting for someone, right? Who is your business waiting for, folks, to go and get it cranking, to go and build it? Who is your business waiting for to hit that next milestone of it, whether it's a 4-figure income, a 5-figure income, a 6-figure income, just like Henry, recently, actually Henry reached that income quite a long time ago. It's just that, we were a bit behind a little bit in making those posters, right? Yeah, thank you. So at least we have a vehicle, but the one person that your vehicle is waiting for is you. And you often heard, of course, of the analogies where you can be given the keys to your most sought after, desired luxury car, whether it's a Lamborghini or Ferrari, Aston Martin, Bentley, Rolls Royce, McLaren, you name it. You can be even given the keys to the vehicle. But if you're not going to get in the vehicle and turn the key on and put it to work, it won't bring you anywhere, correct? It won't bring you anywhere. So again, it comes down to you. And so I thought that's a nice little opener just to kind of inspire you tonight to, hey, wherever you are, whatever income that you're at, let me ask you, are you happy where you are today? Are you happy where you are today? And let's look at it from your job point of view, right? So with your work income, with what you're making from your, I assume that most of us here probably have jobs, right? Again, because the ones who have gotten full time with the business, they're making great income. But the ones that are still part time and that they're still having their jobs, right? The question is, are you happy where you are? Or do you want to have more than what you have? And do you want to have more than what you had from last year? And from where you are today, from where you were 5 years ago, are you much further where you wanted to be? And that question, of course, that I must ask now is, well, do you want the next 5 years to be much different than the past 5 years? Or do you want next year to be much different than last year? And there's some folks in this business who are making, like, every single month, they're getting to the next level. Every single week, they're getting to the next level. And so tonight, I hope that I can give you some pointers and guidance on how to get there. And, it can be a lot sometimes, this business, right? Like, where do you start? Do we do a tour? Do we talk about the business? Do we talk about the products? Where do we start, right? And so I want to make it, just bring it back down to basics, simplify the business, because really what I do on a day in, day out basis is I just focus on the basics. And what I mean by that is we got to get out there and just share, right? So the first question I love to always ask people, and I always ask this question with people that I'm talking with, and it's funny, I'll ask this question to some people and they'll tell me 6 months down the road, a year down the road, that it hasn't changed or they haven't done it yet. And can you guess what that question is? What's that question that I love to ask is, do you have your list? All right. Now, of course, for me to help you, we got to be honest here, right? So how many of you have a list of people that that you're tracking, like either through the forensic networker system, or you just have a list that you're writing down on a notepad of people that you're talking to? Great, thank you, Bella, right, for making sure that you have your list. Tony, love that. Okay, so we got 2 people out of hundreds of people so far that have their list. And I just can't really express enough how important this is, because without a list, and without a list that you can go back to follow up, to know who to follow up with, it's just absolutely priceless. Because without that list, I can assure you, you will always feel like you're not sure which direction you're heading. Sometimes you might want to do something for the business, and maybe you're confused or what you should do. Again, going back to that list is so important because it is your daily method of operation. It's what you should be doing on a daily basis, is contacting people on your list. But it doesn't, yes, thank you, Larry. It doesn't help if your list is like 20 people long or even 100 people long. Because once you go through that list, you want to keep going through that list. Well, you got to have a much, much bigger list. So if you're sitting on the call tonight and you're not where you want to be, there's two things you got to do, bare minimum requirements to start having success. One is to start your list. And I actually recall the very first time I met Ramin. And again, I've heard this training before, never really did it in the past, but he said to me, Rene, I need you to make a list. I said, okay. I recall I went to this Tim Hortons coffee shop with a friend of mine, and she was just studying for something. And I was just there because, I was full-time in my job. Evenings I was free. And I want to go there, have a buddy to hang out with, have some coffee, and make my list. But for the life of me, I couldn't even think about who to put on my list. That's the weird thing. Because if you all recall, when we started All Plans Global, back in the days when it was Global Wealth Trade, GWT, it was all fashion. So in my mind, I kept thinking, well, who do I know that wants fashion, And of course, I had all the usual doubts that you might have gone through. Well, this person won't want that. This person, probably thinks it's a scam. This person, nah, they're not suitable. This person, nah. I had a hard time making more than 5 people on my list. Funny enough, the person that I actually was at the coffee shop with, I didn't even put her name on the list. Yet later on, when something clicked and I invited her, she came and she actually became a partner till today. It's a really funny story. And so, but they're sitting right in front of me, like person, and it didn't even dawn on me to put their name on the list. And so then my friend who was sitting in front of me, Ashley asked me, well, what's wrong? I said, well, I don't know who to put on my list. And then she asked me a question that I thank her till today because it helped me get my list going like hundreds of names long. And she asked me, well, Rene, why did you get started in this business? Because I'm sure if it's good enough for you, it's got to be good enough for the people that you want to show this to. It's good enough for you and your family. It's got to be good enough for your friends. Again, if it's good enough for you that you made this decision to be in All Plans Global, it's got to be good enough for everyone that you care about. That's why you're in here. Of course, it's a lot more easier today because what I realized, especially nowadays, is there's a few things that every single person wants. And can you guess? Type in your comments, what do you think are 3 to 4 things that every single person wants in this world? Let's see some answers here. Yes, 1, freedom. Yes, 2, good health. Bang, that's 2, freedom and health. Okay, there's a big one that I thought would be the first one that would come out, but I'm sure it's coming. Yeah, money, right? Money, financial freedom, money, yes. And so really the ones that I like to talk about are money, time, freedom, health. Money, time, freedom, health. And so to me, those are 4 the biggest things. Because money is financial freedom, money is debt-free. So we just call it money in general. But money, you gotta have time to enjoy your money. Freedom, and usually when you have time and money, it does bring you freedom usually. but more importantly, good health. So I say 3 to 4 because health, time, money, but of course, freedom kind of comes as part of time and money. And so if you got started in Opulence Global because you wanted either health, good health, more money, or more time, which equates to freedom, then don't you think that every single person that you know would want the same things too? So don't worry right now about how to approach these people. We have great approach training for that. For now, just write down every single person that you know that would like those 4 things. And every single person that you do know should now be on your list. Every single person that you know should now be on your list. And so I wanted to quickly bring this into a story as to one of the best ways I find to bring about our products or the business to the people on your list. And I'm gonna give you an example of a story actually. I shared the story at last Wednesday's tour, but that's kind of funny. So last week I had through some online website, I called around some more naturopaths, and I had a meeting booked to go meet a naturopath at around 11 o'clock, something like that, to go and just to share with them Fountain of Life. In the morning, though, I had another meeting to go and drop off some FOL at another naturopath that's already one of my clients, right? So after dropping it off, I left that location. I was on my way to go and meet this other naturopath. Which, by the way, if you're wondering what happened to that meeting, I went to their location. They went there. I messaged them back on my app where I met them called Alignable. And I said, oh, I'm here. They said, okay. And I said, should I wait for you? And they never replied. So I don't know what happened with that. I'm probably going to go and drop by back there sometime later on. Doesn't matter, right? That's not the point. But again, because now this clinic, this other naturopath is on my list. So the second part, to backtrack a little bit, after you make your list, it is absolutely vital. We are constantly adding new people all the time to our list. Where do we find new people? They are everywhere. Everywhere that you go, I'm going to show you the best way to start adding people to your list. Okay. But on the way, okay, to this naturopath, I had to use the washroom. It's like the not the number one, all right? So to get my point, okay? So I had to use the washroom. But in my mind, I was thinking it can't be a professional thing to walk into this naturopath's office and say, hey, the first thing, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Renee. Can I borrow your washroom, right? I didn't think that was going to be a really good idea. And I had like a few more minutes. So what I did was I saw this hotel and I knew that I could probably walk into the hotel and just go and borrow the washroom. Okay. So and at the same time, I think Brian Arundel called me on the phone and we're talking about something. I park my car, on Bluetooth on my phone, walk inside the hotel, walk right by the front desk, and go to the washroom. Of course, I hung up the phone, did my business, all right? And on the way out, okay, I was just about to leave the hotel, and I'm going to show you a photo because I saw this lady who was wearing this, can you see my screen? Here. I saw this lady that was sitting at that time inside the hotel wearing a cast. Okay. And so, maybe you would have been in the same situation and maybe you just would have walked on by. But for me, maybe it's just I've gotten so used to doing this and I want to get you used to doing this, is almost every single person I talk to, I try to say hello. If I open the door for someone and we're going into the mall together, say, hey, come on in, great weather today. I just try to start a conversation, hey, how's it going? Yeah, right? You never know. Anyways, this lady who was sitting on the chair, okay, and that was her in the chair. I just asked her, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And she goes, "No." She fell down and she basically broke her hand. That's why she's wearing a cast, right? And I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, like, I said, is it really painful? And she says, "Yeah, it's almost like carpal tunnel and just constantly hurting, right?" And here's what I want to teach you guys. And I do this all the time. Because sometimes you want to introduce a product like Fountain of Life, right, to people. So first question I want to ask you is, how many of you on a daily basis might pass by someone and you want to introduce the Fountain of Life to them, but you're not sure how? Okay, this is, say I, yes, it's me, been there. Question again, how many of you have on a daily basis are walking around and you might bump into someone and you want to share with them the Fountain of Life, but you're not sure you're not sure what to say. Yeah, you miss so many people, right? You miss so many people, and it actually bugs me nowadays if I don't talk to someone. Like, do you feel frustrated? Like, oh, I had the opportunity and I let it go, because you never know what's going to happen with the people that you're passing by. You don't know if one of them might become your next, Henry Shong or Ifra or Ronan, or Amarjeet of the worlds, right? Or the Karen Henry. Right? You don't know. And maybe it's not them. Maybe they know, maybe they're just a bridge to someone else that becomes that person for you. So here's one of the best things I do. If I want to bring up the product to someone, I don't tell them that I'm selling it. I don't tell them that, like, you can use that route and say, well, you know what, my company has this product that can help you. You can do that. I found that the safer approach, and I've not been doing this all the time, is I use a third party story. I said, oh, by the way, because just recently at my kids' tennis, one of the other boys at soccer had fell down and landed on his shoulder and broke the collarbone. So on the x-ray, you could tell there's a big crack in that bone, okay? And because my kid's tennis coach, one day I saw him with taped up wrists, taped up elbows, taped up knees. Because this is all going back now, so you see how it all relates. I saw the coach walk in, and I've been meaning to talk to them about the Fountain of Life, but I knew that I would see them again, right? So I wasn't rushing it. And so I just basically told them, oh, by the way, I said, are you okay? You look like you're in pain, Tony. He's like, yeah. I said, well, by the way, my dad had this pain before, and I know a few other people that had, like myself too. And there's this product that can really help. And instantly, I didn't even say the product's name for a reason, okay? Because I want them to ask me. So tip number one is just whatever situation that you're seeing, just tell them that, you know someone who went through the same kind of the same situation, and they tried this product and their pain went away, okay? Naturally, they're going to ask you, well, what's the product called? And I said it was called the Fountain of Life. And then he goes, okay, well, like, bro, like, where can I get one? And I said, well, actually, I just ordered more for my dad because he's using it. And I also ordered more for myself. I have it in my car. If you want, I can just sell you one of mine because I bought it in like a bulk. It's a bit cheaper, like a group buy. Did you catch that, folks? Did you catch what I just said? What's the difference between what I just said versus me saying, oh, I have this product, my company has this product, and I think it's going to help you? What do you think? It's weird, right? A subtle difference, but it's actually a huge difference. Like it makes such an enormous difference. And I try to understand why that is. And I think the main reason why, as Karen just said, and as Bella just said, yeah, that I'm not trying to sell them something. I'm just trying to help them. And I'm not sounding pushy. I'm not even alluding to anything, right? So instantly he goes, bro, let me get a bottle. He got a bottle. A few months later, got 2 more bottles. Now, the kid who broke the collarbone, that coach taught that same kid. And when when the mom called Tony to cancel their lessons because he broke the collarbone, Tony says, by the way, have you, because then Tony by then had also become one of my partners. Okay, so that's another story where actually he took it for a few months. I basically asked him, hey, do you have interest in making some extra side income, helping me, and selling this product? Come by my office. And that's how he got started. So when the mom told him that her son broke the collarbone, Tony says, oh, by the way, there's this product that I tried, and it really helped me with my pain, and it's like a super antioxidant. It's really going to help your son heal a lot faster. So instantly she's like, bam, where can I get these bottles? And she came back and she bought 6 bottles of FOL. Okay, because again, Tony just used a story of, oh, by the way, I tried this product that Renee has. Again, he's not saying he was selling it, and that's the one thing that me and Tony talked about in our when they get started. I always like to meet with my new partners to get them some training. And I told them, well, I don't think in the beginning, you should tell them that you're selling it. You can just use me. You can say, Renee gave you this product, you tried it, and it worked. And instantly she wanted to get 6 bottles. So, so again, this now ties back into the current story with the lady that I met at the hotel when I had to go use the washroom. And I was telling her about the story of the little boy who broke his bone, because she just broke her bone. And true story, the doctor told this boy, you probably won't be able to swing a racket for about 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, or 6 to 8 weeks. And after the first 4 weeks, he was already moving his arms. And the doctor was like, wow, you're healing really quickly. So they took every 10 kilograms, take 2 drops, but they also rubbed it on the actual part like multiple times throughout the day. Okay. And I just saw actually the boy last night again playing ping pong as a warm up, getting that arm more and more stronger, right? So the lady says, oh my goodness, she says, what's it called? Because again, I didn't tell her the name of the product. I just told her that one of my kids' tennis classmates broke his shoulder, tried this product, and it really helped them. So folks, what is the main moral so far of this lesson, right? What's the moral of the story here? The moral of the story is to use a third party story. If there's one thing I can suggest to you to change your business around, yes, the soft referral approach that will completely elevate your business and your sales is to always use a third party story and try to avoid whenever possible that you are the one selling it. And it's not because we want you to deceive the person. It's not about that, because you can tell them later that you're selling it. We just want to make sure that they don't discount the power of this product because they are assuming some other things in their own heads, if that makes sense, right? Some people, when they start to find out that you're selling it, they assume that maybe your stories aren't genuine. Who knows, right? But why take that chance is my point. Why take the chance to let someone think that we have an agenda when it's not even, we're just really trying to help them. So yeah, the whole moral of the story is always just share a third party testimonial. You don't even have to mention the product at first. just say, oh, you have high cholesterol. Well, actually, I know someone who also had high cholesterol and they tried this product and it really helped them lower the cholesterol in like a week. What's that product called? Well, it's called the Fountain of Life. Where can I get it? So the part two of my strategy or my secret that works really well for me, and I believe it'll work well for all of you. So what can you think was part two of my strategy now? So after I told that third party story, and they ask me, where can I get it? Or they ask you, where can you get it? Okay, this is part two of my strategy session. What do you think is the key thing to say then? Should I say, oh, guess what? I'm the salesperson, I'm the one selling it. You can buy it from me. Do you think that's the good way of doing it? Should I say that? Or what did I just say, if you can recall? Yes, thank you, Karen. I just happen to have some. And I always use the same story because it's true. I always tell them, well, you know what? I just placed an order for my dad and my mom and also myself, because when we buy in bulk, it's a bit cheaper. And if you want, I have a few bottles in my car, in my bag. If you want, I can just sell you one of mine. And she goes, okay, well, let me buy one from you. But she goes, but I don't have enough money on me. Well, she said, how much? I said, $90 a bottle. Because, well, I don't have enough money on me. I said, well, no worries, you can EMT me. And she goes, well, can you drive me to the bank? Now, usually, actually, it's funny because some people were thinking that's kind of crazy now she's actually 70 something years old. And, but I guess because we had that good like and trust and, I think I look pretty normal as a person. And because and by the way, when I brought her the bottles from my car, I went to my car, came back with my bottles, and I had one of the brochures that came with the order. I actually told her, oh, by the way, the company gives these brochures, just take it. I already have it. I already have this brochure, right? And so, yeah, then we hopped on the road, went to the bank, and she's pulling out money, and she literally paid me. And I even asked her, let me drive you back. She said, no. She wants to go walk around because the bank wasn't too far from the hotel, right? And I made $80. So I made $80 because I had the urge to go to the washroom, right? I made $80 Canadian just for using the toilet. So the moral of the lesson is I made $80 because I had to go use the toilet. Isn't that something, right? And how many people might have you bumped into, where if you just spend an extra few minutes, and by the way, it turns out that this person is like a world-renowned artist. And on Instagram, she actually like paints and she travels the world and she sells her paintings. So she's pretty famous. And I checked in with her a few days ago. She's been getting a lot more less inflammation, a lot less pain. And so I'm definitely going to be following up with her. She's on my list. She, of course, is on my list as well too, right? And so that's where part two of my strategy is important. Now, of course, Fan T asked the question, what if they want more later? Of course, you want to make sure that you get their contact information. So definitely, because what I always do with every single person that I talk to about the products is I tell them, oh, by the way, I came across so much amazing research on this product. Can I send it to you? Can you write that down? Because like this is the stuff that I do on a day in, day out basis, and it always works, right? Yes, $80 for using a washroom. That I'm gonna be like a tagged hashtag, right? $80 using the washroom. But write that down, right? What did I just say, guys? It's another really key thing, right? Because I really believe that it goes about how you go about doing your things. And so I hope that you're seeing what I'm doing on a daily basis, but let's go back to it, right? How did I finish off that whole part. Yeah. Because I asked her a question. I said, by the way, I came across some amazing research online, and I was shocked at how much this product can do from A to Z. Do you want me to send you a copy of this research? What do you think they're going to say? Right? Do you think they're going to say no? No, they're going to say yes. Right? So, as I always like to do my trainings, curiosity is our best friend. So, let's see how many times I created curiosity. Okay. I met her. I said, oh, are you doing okay? I said, oh yeah, I broke my arm. Oh, by the way, Ashley, I know someone who just broke their arm recently, and they tried this product, and it really helped them to heal their bone crack. Did I create curiosity there already? Did I? Yes or no? Let me see your answers. Did I create curiosity when I shared that third-party story? Yes, boom, right? Because when I shared that, they asked me, well, what's the product called? So yes, I did create curiosity. And they said yes. Okay. Then of course, how else did I create some curiosity here, do you think? Right? Now, of course, when they ask me about what this product is, because that's going to happen, okay? I of course mentioned about this Norwegian spruce tree and it's self-healing tree, and this tree, when the branch cuts off, the branch never dies. And you all heard me share the Ethelwald story, right? Is that creating curiosity about how this tree, that the tree branch can be cut off and the tree branch keeps alive and grows a new layer? That's also creating curiosity, right? And when I mentioned that I came across all this amazing research online, can I send you a copy? That's creating curiosity. But then, of course, now I'm also able to get their WhatsApp. So the reason why I bring up the whole research part is because I want to send them a copy of it, but I also get a copy of their phone number, their WhatsApp number. So now I have their phone number. So to answer your first question, Fan, is the way that they can buy more from me is because now we've exchanged contact information. I've now added them into my list, which I mentioned at the very start of the call, the list. That's why the list I was mentioning in the beginning, because the list is very, very important. Okay. Now, I want to cover some questions here. One question was, at what point in time do you tell them that you sell it? I have people till this day who don't think that I sell this product. They think that I just buy it in bulk for my family and I, which I do. And I'm just selling them one of my own stock. So let's answer this question. When do you think you should tell someone that you're selling the product? Is there a time that you should tell them? Is there a set protocol that we must follow to tell them when we're selling the product? Or should we rather get to know that person a bit more and try to gauge whether or not they care if I'm selling it or not? If they know that I'm selling it and then that somehow hurts me, why would I ever want to tell them I'm selling it? Because the truth is, I did buy it for me and my family, and you're buying one of my stock. What's wrong with that? People don't have to know that you're selling it. In fact, it's probably better for a lot of people that they just keep buying it from you. What's wrong with that? Totally okay. But here's the cool thing. Once they try the product, okay, it actually doesn't matter what happens afterwards because they have already tried the product and now they want the product. So they can either remain as your customer, they can either, even if they find out that you're selling it, do they care? No, because the product's working for them. They'll just keep on buying it, right? Because once they try it and they like it, they just want to buy it. At that point in time, because they know it's good and they know that it works, they will buy it. They don't care if you're selling it or not, trust me. Or they can get started and also become their own, buy at their own wholesale price, or they can come in and sell it, right? Now, the way that I find out if someone is suitable or not to sell their product is I talk to them, I get to know them, right? Are they someone who's motivated? For example, my tennis coach, I know how much they make per hour because they actually told me. And selling one bottle, by the way, a Fountain of Life, makes more than 1 hour of physical intense training that they do. Can you imagine that? Feeding balls for a whole hour. And we pay a lot of money. We pay $110 an hour per child for 1 hour. And my kids have multiple private sessions throughout the week. But of that $110 we pay them, they make less than, or roughly exactly the same amount as selling one bottle of Fountain of Life. So I knew that when he saw the profit margins on selling one bottle of FOL, he'd be into that because he already likes the product. He came to our office, he wanted to check things out. So you have to get to know and build that like and trust with your people so if they're suitable enough not to talk about the business. The last thing I want to do is convert a retail customer who's buying from me into suddenly wanting to become a wholesale member. They sign up, great, they sign up. Okay, I make some wholesale profit, but then for the rest of my life, they're just buying at wholesale. They're not promoting the products, they're not sharing the products. I'd rather have kept them as a customer for myself. Okay.
There's a question from Bella.
Sure, please.
What about when they say it's so expensive?
Bella
is asking.
Same thing. I would just be honest with them and I would say, well, actually, I don't think it's expensive at all because, for this product, what it did for my dad and for myself, I mean, I would have had to spend probably like several times more money in buying drugs or other products. So in actuality, we felt that this product is very cheap. Because honestly, this product is cheap. Like this product, Fountain of Life, for everything that it can do, it should be like, it could sell for 10 times the cost. Definitely. So I actually, it's called a pattern interrupt, right? Their pattern is thinking it's expensive. We want to interrupt that pattern in a non-intrusive way, in a non-confrontational, argumentative way. We're not trying to argue with them, right? We're trying to avoid argument. We're just saying, hey, from my point of view, this product is cheap because I spent money on supplements and vitamins and drugs before. It costs like several times more than this one bottle. That's like, $90. And so, but by the way, and this is something you can do later on, right? If at the end they're still refusing to buy the product because they think it's expensive, I would just say, don't forget two things. Number one, the company has a guarantee. So whatever you buy, if in 90 days you're not happy with it, I can give you a money back guarantee. All right, because I can exchange the bottles for new ones, right? But the other key point I tell them is maybe you might want to consider, hey, well, if you want to buy it cheaper, you can consider becoming a wholesaler. But again, I'm just telling you the different things that I've done in the past. You have to just through your own experience know when to bring it up, right? So I've had some cases where people, after I said to them, personally, I think this product is very, very cheap for what it can do. My hair, my body pain, my weight, my cholesterol, my sugar, my uric acid, all this stuff. Wow, right? But hey, the other option is, if you want to buy it cheaper, do you have interest in becoming a wholesaler? Right? That could be another route that you want to take. And so, but definitely, you want to do that pattern interrupt where it's kind of like a bit of a shock, where you tell them, actually, we felt it's really, really inexpensive because my dad's bought this stuff before, I bought this stuff before, right? And so I hope that that has helped a lot with you guys on the call tonight to know pretty much on a day in, day out basis. The other time I was downstairs in a gym and I saw some guy basically who was rubbing his knee. And I just said, "Oh, by the way, are you okay?" You know, I mean, go around looking for people who are in pain. It's like another way of thinking about it, right? And just said, "Oh, like, oh, but are you okay? Like, be genuine." You know, he goes, "Yeah, I had this knee pain for a while." I said, "Oh, well, by the way, my dad had knee pain as well, and he tried this product called he tried this product, and within a few days, the pain went away." He goes, "Well, what's that product called?" "Well, it's called the Fountain of Life." He goes, "Well, where can I get it?" The same thing. And that person ended up buying a bottle. Here's a funny story though. That gentleman, his was working out in the tennis gym downstairs, and that's where I go work out sometimes too. But his wife, who has multiple sclerosis, MS, is upstairs sitting beside Heidi. So Heidi is watching the kids with the moms, and usually the dads kind of go downstairs and use the gym, right? And so fun thing is, he bought a bottle and he asked me just to ask his wife to send me the money. So I go upstairs again, and I talked to the mom before, by the way. Mind you, I did a soft approach on the mom about the MS. I said, you might want to try this product, right? But she just never gave it any thought. Then that day, I told, oh, by the way, your husband bought some drugs for me. It's like a joke, right? Like a drug dealer. I made it a bit of a joke, a funny thing. And so he comes upstairs and he's like, yeah, send Renee the money, right? And she's like, oh, kind of laughing about it. And then then Heidi, which for the loving, like Heidi usually doesn't get too involved with what I do because she's got the kids and that kind of stuff too, and I'm cool with that, right? But that particular day, Heidi turns to her and says, Alexandra, I really think this product will help you. And I think because Heidi had built a lot more like and trust with the mom, she goes, okay, you know what? Give me 2 bottles then, one for the husband, one for her. And not even a week later, this lady who's on drugs for MS, because every few months you need to take your drug and it kind of runs out. And then at the end of your drug consumption, you kind of get low on energy. You go buy new ones again and, constantly some body pains. But she came back and me and Heidi were shocked. We're like, Alexandra, you look completely different. Like more energy, more like not tired. Her dark circles were gone. Her skin color looked way more different, right? And so every time we saw her, she just kept looking better and better. And then last time I was with her, she goes, Renee, I got scared almost. She was like, when are you traveling again? Because she heard that we always travel a lot, right? I'm like, well, I don't know. And I was like, why do you want to know when I'm traveling? Why you want to rob me or something? So I was making it into a joke, right? I think humor, by the way, humor in approaching is always a great thing to have. All right, it takes off the pressure, right? So I'm like, why do you want to know? When you're trying to rob my house? And she's like, no. I was like, oh, it's because you're worried that you can't get your FOL. I made that into a joke, right? And she's like, yes. It's like, what will I do if you're gone and I need FOL, right? I'm like, well, if you want, if you buy 12 bottles, you get one free. I have it in my car. Do you want to get it right now? She's like, yes. So I don't think she even knows till now that I'm actually selling this thing. Maybe she thinks that I just buy for myself. I don't know. I never mentioned to her, right? But yeah, just constantly adding people to the list. And how many drops do you start a new person on typically? Okay, it's a great question. How many drops do I suggest to someone? Now, for someone who is typically pretty healthy or with a slight issue, I would definitely say 20 drops 3 times a day to start off with. 20 drops 3 times a day. Now, I do tell people that myself personally, I've been on it for a lot longer. I take 3 full droppers per day. But for you, because it will detox you and you might have a healing crisis, whatever it is, but whatever you feel is a good thing. So very important, every time I sell this product, I always tell a person, if you feel anything, good or bad, it's a good sign. It means that the product is working. It may be detoxing you, more energy, less energy, more sleepy, more awake. It could be opposites, right? We don't know, but it means that it's working. So I'm setting their expectation again up front. And I tell them, so I would suggest 20 drops 3 times a day, but me personally, I use 40 drops with a full tube at least 3 times a day, right? And so that's what I always do to people. And of course, there's a lot of other key things I wanted to mention as part of today's training, but we don't have the time for it. And that part is, how do you do a proper follow-up? And so, but however, I know that we're nearing the end of the call, and I believe that we might have the toothpaste. Yes, so I'll answer this question. Same thing. So the question that we got here is, how would you sell the toothpaste then? How would you position it so that they don't become defensive? I'm gonna let you guys answer that question. Okay, so for my training tonight, how would you sell the toothpaste in a position that they won't become defensive? How would you do it, team? Let me see your chat box here. Okay, how would you sell the toothpaste in a way that they will not be defensive? Let me see your answers here. What could you say, team? What could you say? Help us out here. 100%. 100%. Third-party story. Say, by the way, it's a true story, right? I have a friend of mine whose kids, were using regular toothpaste, and the parents realized that there was fluoride in the toothpaste, which in the most recent study that I heard, it can actually lower a child's IQ. So they tried this new toothpaste. They absolutely loved it. It's like teeth whitening. It's it's long lasting. It's bad breath prevention, and they removed the fluoride. Boom. Just sharing a third-party story, right? And if you don't have a third-party story, you don't even have to make it up. Ask any of us here. I can guarantee you there's some people on this call here that will tell you that after they use our toothpaste, they'll never go back. Whether it's bleeding gums, receding gums, gum disease, whiter teeth. But the big thing, of course, is I don't think any of us here want to have lower IQ for our children, right? Because again, fluoride is a poison. So I've been teaching Tony at the tennis camp how to promote the toothpaste to all the other moms as well too, So, there's a lot more I wanted to talk about today. For example, with sometimes when I'm passing by people, I just try to say hello, and then if I don't have much of a time to talk to them, I just offer them a brochure, and that might start a conversation. So I'm saying, oh, by the way, can I give you this? I'm being polite, I'm being nice smile. Can I give you this, right? And they'll say, oh, sure. Well, what is it? And that might start the conversation. So just by you asking someone that you're passing by, hey, how's it going? Great day. Oh, by the way, I'm just on a rush to leave here, but do you mind if I give you this? Do that. 100 of these is $30. You sell 1 bottle, you make $40, whatever it is. You've got to get the brochures and start passing it out. Of course, having your name on the back as well too. My son was actually helping me label all of my brochures on my Facebook. This is one of the extra ones he hasn't labeled yet. But folks, I apologize, but my time is up. Thank you so much for being on the call. I hope that I was able to pour in some great tips and some more advice to help you in your business, to bring you to your dreams. Keep on building, keep on thinking, keep on stretching your mindset to what you want to achieve next. And of course, I'm going to turn the call back to our wonderful host, Elijah. Thank you so much. And the call is all yours. Thank you. Thank you. And good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rene. You can see the comments here. They are just amazing. Gloria says awesome things. Thank you, Rene. We can see the comments here are just amazing. Thank you for sharing. And they are coming. There are so many. I can't read all of them, but you can see the comments are very exciting, very encouraging, very positive. And this training today has just been so amazing. Thank you so much to all our guests. all our partners who are on this call. We are so happy that you made it. This is quite encouraging. And I want to just bring you a few announcements, then we shall be ending the call shortly. Allow me just to get the announcement so that I can share with us so that we can continue. Yes. Here I am. Let me just get the announcements quickly. Otherwise, the comments are coming. I can see somebody saying here, it works for me. I know it will work for you. Yes, that's quite encouraging. Thank you so much. Let me just bring the announcements shortly. Yes. I hope you're able to see my screen. Are you able to see my screen? Okay, let me.
Not yet there, not yet.
Not yet, okay. Thank you. Let me try to see how I can do the screen sharing so that I can share the announcement with us. Okay. Okay, are we there?
I don't see your screen yet either.
Okay, just a moment.
Now I see it, now I see it.
Now you see it, okay. All right, thank you. You're able to see my screen clearly?
Yes, I can.
Thank you so much. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it has been nice having you on this call. I've been your host today. My name is Elijah Kitinga on this call from Kenya, Nakuru. I'm so happy. I'm a lifestyle advisor, and I want to bring you announcements and updates for upcoming events. Next month, on the 9th of July, we're going to have this great lady. Her name is Ifra Hassan, a lifestyle director for. She's bringing us the leadership cocktail. And this is a meeting you don't want to miss. So please take note of that. Again, allow me just to talk about our Freedom Conference. This is a conference we are all looking forward to, and the tickets are going. Let me tell you, if you've not secured your ticket, you are missing big time. Right now, you'll get it for $199, and this is a conference you want to be in. So please take note of this and secure your ticket. We will be meeting in Toronto. I would like to see you in person. We have also the extended EPIC Opulence Build Assist promotion. This is actually coming to an end on the 15th, which is just maybe in a day's time. So make sure if you are launching, if you are you have somebody who wants to join, please make sure that you take advantage of this. It's incredible. 60 bottles. I mean, it has never been like this before, and I want you to take advantage of this. We also have the Night of the Stars. The Night of the Stars webinar is back. Join us this for Saturday live training on the June 17th. Learn more from our best top performers as they share their secrets and success that have propelled them to stardom. And we are going to have none other than our very own, our Senior Vice President, who is also the Chief Designer, Sanaz. She'll be on this call. We also will also have Daniela, and she's our sales development manager. She will be on this call. This is again a call you don't want to miss because they are going to release the 2024 cruise date. And I want you to be there. I've been on this cruise ship and it's amazing. So ladies and gentlemen, sorry, my screen is not, okay, thank you so much. for.
And if I may as well, just one quick reminder that we do have, of course, a Freedom Conference that is absolutely very, very important on the September the 15th and 16th date. Just want to add as well that we do, of course, have the Niagara bus trip. So usually to drive to Niagara Falls and back will run you a lot of gas money. And instead, we have these huge, huge party buses. It's only $50 per person to get on this bus that will take you about 9 in the morning. As we go as a whole entire team, everyone on the bus together. You know, we're chatting, we're talking, sharing stories, we're sharing ideas, you know, and just getting to know each other. Down to Niagara Falls, you're going to see the beautiful Niagara Falls as a team. And of course, we come back up together on that same bus around 7 or 8 p.m. So please make sure that you do, number one, buy your tickets for the Freedom Conference. Again, there's only a maximum seating of about 200 people. So we're getting close to sold out. Make sure you buy your ticket right away. You can still get it at the early bird pricing of $169, especially if you or someone who's brand new in your first 30 days. If you know someone that's brand new in the first 30 days, have them send in a ticket to purchase that at the early bird pricing, okay? And the company can actually do a manual transaction and charge them from the credit card or from their off-balance currency. And of course, make sure that you do send, reach out to me. I'll leave my email here, okay? If you want to get, of course, the Niagara Falls bus trip is being run by the leaders. It's separate from the company. So please make sure you email me the $50, okay, to reserve your spot on the bus. Again, we have to have the money up front so we know how many buses to get. So please make sure you send me the $50 Canadian, okay, to my email and with your name to reserve your spot on the party bus. Okay, thank you so much, and back to you, and have a great night. Thank you, everyone. To the billion.
Thank you so much. Don't forget to join our social media platforms, the Facebook. You'll get a lot of information there. And I just want to end this call as I say, one team, one dream to the billion.
To the billion.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. To the billion.
Bye-bye.